Hey YouTube, it's Wisconsin Shoe Guy here. A lot of people ask about factory seconds from Allen Edmonds. And one of the things that they always ask is, why is it a factory second and how do I tell? So I've got a couple pairs of shoes with me today that I think we can take a look at and decide whether or not why it's a factory second. These are Allen Edmonds Daltons in dark chili, and these are Allen Edmonds Waltons in coffee. I didn't realize they rhymed until just now. So both are not new. I want to point out first that this pull tab here that ripped off, I have contacted Allen Edmonds about it and they're happy to fix it. This was something that has nothing to do with being a factory second, just has to do with the fact that I pulled on it and pulled it off. I could have it fixed by a local cobbler, but Allen Edmonds has offered to do it for free. I just haven't gotten to it. But these are the Daltons. You can see that they're really nice boots. I put casual laces on them from my Higgins Mill because I wanted to dress them down a little bit today. But as you look at the shoe, it's not easy to see why this would be classified as a factory second. You know, things look pretty good. I like that. That's just a scratch in the polish. They obviously need a good polish. But as you look at them, you know, what are we looking for? So the first thing is, when I went to the Allen Edmonds factory visit, they said that a lot of seconds are because it doesn't meet the symmetrical standards. So what that means is that they'll look at, they'll line up the shoes and they'll say, okay, wait a second, if this comes down, you know, this is maybe 0.5 millimeter off from the other shoe. So that's probably within the tolerance levels that they would have for a factory first. It's very hard to see. But if it's more than that, then that would be something that they would classify as a factory second. So they basically told me that they have tolerance levels and that the tolerance levels help them determine what's a first and what's a second. So as we look at these and we look at the gap on the heels, first of all, do the heels line up and the toes line up, right? Are there, do the heel caps line up? Do the, does the rear quarter of the shoe line up where it comes out? And here you can see that's off by a little bit. See that? This is quite a bit higher than it is on this side. That's the same is true here. You know, so the whole pattern is off just a little bit as it lines up by the heels. And if you hold this level, you can see, I mean, they are lined up. So there's some things there. As we look down, I mean, it is the same size shoe, and the shoes are matched as a pair. And you can see on the inside, they actually line up pretty well. Not interesting. So there is that. Now, when I first looked at them, I determined that the reason that they were a factory second was because of right here. You can see when somebody in the clicking department went over, they missed a piece. And so it's stitched like this piece is completely uniform, but you can see that is a little bit of an error. So that's what I saw at first. Now that I've had some time and I've talked to the gentleman at Allen Edmonds, and I watched the gentlemen and ladies on the floor, I was able to see that there's a couple of other items. So these are my Waltons, and so we want to take a look at these, do the same thing, right? You line it up here. Is it symmetrical? Is the storm welt good? Is it standing up? Is it falling down? We take a look here. You know, generally the pieces are symmetrical. The NST is symmetrical. So we take a look here at the front. You know, is this straight? You know, is it relatively the same distance up to here? All of those things we can see. But now, when we look at them from this perspective, now we can actually see something wrong, okay? And you see how this piece curves in like this? When they're putting the shoe on the last in the factory, they put a last in here, and they when they sew the insole and the welt on to the last, they actually put it through this machine that stretches the whole leather. All of this upper is pre-sewn. That all gets stretched over the last, and then attached to the bottom, right? Well, that is a piece that stretched a little weird. So this piece here was a little bit off to the right, and so you get this little curve. This part is what the person was eyeballing to line up, and that's what got pulled off. Now, when you look at that really closely, that looks pretty severe. And I saw this in the store before I bought them, so this is not like a surprise to me. But now, just look at it that far away. Now that you know it, yeah, you can see it, but somebody standing up, probably 10 feet away, or if I just take this and I start getting further away, it's harder and harder to see. So this is a factory second, and that's why. Just thought that this would be helpful for all you guys out there who are trying to figure out why the shoes would be the way they are. And why they're priced the way they are. So if you have any comments or other ideas that you'd like to share, please feel free to comment, and appreciate you watching. This is Wisconsin Shoe Guy, and I'm out.